Okay, I want to start off with this about the Llorona, which is known as the whipping woman who killed her kids. Okay, we have stories that say that she had one kid, that she drowned it in a creek, or she had two or three kids that she had killed. The story goes as the whipping woman, which is she's in black, but she's also in white, and also becomes a panther. All right. Now, this story is generation from generation from generation from generation. It was passed down through my family, talking about her, about the whipping woman, which is Leona. All right. The story goes that she had 10 kids. All right. Those 10 kids, when she had met this man, this very rich Spanish man, she fell in love with, deeply in love with, madly in love with. And the problem was this, is that he didn't like kids. Okay. He just wanted her and her only. So the story goes is that she had gotten depressed, gotten really, really bad because she really loved this guy, this gentleman. So what she did, she turned around and she decided to take care of the problem. Thought maybe to make it easier on her being in love with this man, that taking care of her kids with just him and her being together would solve the problems and he wouldn't leave her or get rid of, disappear or stuff like that. So what she did, she had taken her kids from ages, I think it was 6, 8 months old till age of 15 or 16, I believe. All right, she drowned them one by one. And as she did, she started, at the end, she started feeling bad because she had taken away all of her kids. So she thought maybe the Spanish gentleman would stay with her, being that she was by herself now. Well, it didn't work. When she did that, he said that she was a psychopath. She was crazy for doing what she did just because she was in love with this man. So mainly what they call her now is the whipping woman, which is dressed in white. That's what they call her. But you look at all these stories out there of her being here, being there, being in the lake, being in a pond or whatever. Her punishment was to maintain on the riverbanks along the Rio Grande River through New Mexico, through Texas, or depends on wherever how far the Rio Grande goes. All right. She was punished by Lord by the God by God, and she would not rest or anything until she found all 10 of her kids. Now we have stories saying that, you know, stupid things about her that were they're not real, they're not right. Nobody knows the true story except for my generation of families that know. Like my mother, my great great grandma, my grandma, my great great grandma, they passed on long, 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 long time ago. So basically, what it is, this woman will not rest until she finds all 10 of her kids. Now, we know that she's not going to find all 10 of her kids, so she's going to be like that for life until the end of the world or whatever. Okay, but people say that she's dressed only in white. Okay, but she's not. She's dressed in white, she guesses in black, and she also turns into a panther. This is just the way the story goes. You know, killing all 10 of her kids made a big issue through history, what she did, what she done, and people have to realize the story is basically of 10 kids, not 20, not 12, not 7, not 1, not 2. All right. Now, she's only located in the river only, not lakes, not way up in Germany or whatever. She doesn't go that far. Okay. As far as from Spain down is where it comes from. All right. Now, she stays along the river. She's only got from midnight till 12:30 in the morning to do what she needs to do. Now, we've seen in New Mexico, especially in Las Cruces where I lived, we've seen kids disappear along the going across the bridge across the river. Me and the sheriff have seen a little girl disappear. We didn't know where she went to. She was gone. We don't know if it was a ghost. We don't know if she was real. But sitting there, you don't want to be at the river at 12 o'clock to 12:30. You need to stay away from the river because you don't, you're going to hear this woman. You're going to also going to get very, very scared. She's very, very, very mean, and she will get you if you don't watch out. A lot of kids have disappeared. A lot of people have disappeared. But you really have to understand is that it's 10 kids, nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. This is how the story goes. What you read on the internet, what you look up is not the real story. The real story is that she had 10 kids that she had drowned one by one. Until this day, she still remains at the river. She'll still be there. She'll still be looking for her kids. She'll be looking for people to take. Now, I don't know if she takes adults. I've never heard adults disappearing. I've heard of children disappearing. Kids, teenagers, anybody from the age of 16 down is what I've heard. And this is what I've heard over the years through my generation of family. I'm Native American. I'm Apache. I believe this stuff because we know it's real. We know how it went. We know how it happened. All right. I'm Spanish. I also have part of Spain in me and stuff like that. But you got to realize that the Llorona story is 10 kids. And it happened in the Rio Grande River, not at a lake, not in Las Vegas, where they said that she was always sighted. No. There's different stories of different women that did bad things. Llorona is one main woman that we've seen movies of, we've seen videos of, but she's not only dressed in white, like I told you, she's dressed in black, and she's also turned into a panther. And then her calls and her cries are very, very scary. They will make your skin crawl. They'll make your hair stand up. Even if you don't have any hair, you still make it stand up. This woman is very, very scary. You see it, you see her, you better run because she's gonna get you. Because if you don't run and you think you stay there and you think you can be brave enough to face this woman, you won't. She'll take you. Now, there's been reports of her being people disappearing kids. A few adults I've heard that disappeared in the river and never been found again. But it's mainly kids that she's after. Now, this woman has only a half hour to do what she has to do. Otherwise, after that, it ends. Her half hour is up. She disappears. You'll never see her again. Uh, I lived down at the river when I was, when me and my mom and dad were out in the streets. I've had friends that were cops, sheriff department, uh, state troopers, regular Las Cruces Police Department. Um, now, me and a few other cops know that this is actually real because we have actually heard it. We've actually been through it, and we've actually had damage to a cop car. Now, the sheriff department, which is the Doñana County Sheriff Department, used to come up and check up on us all the time, good friends. And he came by, ran around 11:30. He showed up. So I stayed out talking to him. And my parents were in the truck, get ready to go to bed and stuff. So we sat there and we talked and we started hearing this noise. We heard a crying sound first, kept getting louder. So me and the sheriff decided to get back into his cop car. And we stayed in there. Now, I told the sheriff about this story. He didn't believe it at first until later on. So we were sitting there, we're talking, and kept on hearing this noise. And then we start seeing things. Woman dressed in white in a tree. And then we were still listening. We're still seeing this woman. Now, Nobody knows. A lot of people, this incident has never been reported, and it won't be reported because it's classified. According to the sheriff department, it's considered, can't talk about it. But anyway, we heard scratching along the car on each side. Now we sat there and we didn't get out because I told him not to get out because of what was going on. Like I said, he didn't believe the story at first. So we sat there and we waited. All this racket was going on. Finally, exactly at 12:30, it stopped. We didn't hear nothing. We didn't see nothing. And the minute we got out, there were scratch marks going all along the side, one side of the cop car. Then there were scratches going on the other side, deep scratches. Now, he went back to the sheriff department and had to explain what happened. All right. And some of them believed him, some of them didn't. But the proof was there. Okay, so you have to understand, this is not a joking matter. It's real. It's 100% real. And to this day, she still does this. You have to be careful along the Rio Grande River, however far it goes. Now, you can feel free to leave comments or whatever. And, if you think it's a joke, fine, whatever. But it's not a joke. It's real. It's 100% authentic, real. Passed on the generation through my family. Now, I've never talked about this woman because it scares me with her. But at that side, I got tired of people watching videos and watching stuff wasn't true. Everything you see on the internet about her is not true. 10 kids, 10 kids that she drowned are the only story that is real. My mom believes in it. My mom has told me the story several times. So, anyway, this is what it's about. I'll make another video later, try to explain it to me a little bit better without me stories, and maybe you'll understand. Anyway, you all have a good night, and I'll be another broadcast later.